Hey there, this is Alexis and I'm at my studio, the Plaza Roja. This is episode number 5 about making the music for the podcast, The Slowdown. Today I'm going to show you how I mix, master, and make stems. And honestly, there's so many tutorials out there about mixing and mastering that I'm not even going to attempt to do anything special or to teach anything special, but I'm going to show you how I do it and hopefully you can get something out of it. As for the stems, I want to distinguish between what's a stem session and a multi-track session and how I do that, and I prepare it and package it really neatly for my clients for delivery. So without further ado, let's get into it and I'll see you on the other side. For me, mixing is a fairly simple concept that implies a quite complex process. But basically, the bottom line is to achieve a good sound individually for each instrument and collectively with all the instruments together, have them balanced, and then also creating a space, a world, a dimension that has height, depth, and width. As for the height, I normally think about it like frequencies, so I will use EQ and saturation to play with that. For depth, I'll use reverb and delay, and for width, just panning. So see where things sit on the left or the right. I think about mixing as a big funnel in which all this audio needs to go into a 2-track. I will first modify each clip gain until it hits the plugins that are in its channel at the level that I like, that I can hear the difference. Then I will have all my faders at -6 dB so that the conjunction of all of them can go into the master bus. As for mastering, this is not really like mastering a record where all the songs sort of need to have some kind of balance within each other. Since we don't have songs and it's one continuous piece, I just care about not having distortion in the master track and having the levels at -14 LUFS and -1 dB peak, which are the broadcast standards. Here we can compare a little bit the mix that I had for the demo and the final master mix. You'll see that there's not a lot of difference, but flipping back and forth, the difference is subtle, and then it suddenly becomes pretty evident. I recommend that you use good headphones for this, or if you can, listen in a properly treated room. Once the mixing is done, I will start making the stems. The stems are just groups of instruments that can go together. For example, the drums, the bass, the guitars, the keyboards, and so on. It's not really a multi-track where, for example, the drums will have 7 or 8 channels for each element of the drum kit. Here we have just one channel for the drums, one channel for the bass, and so on. Once I've gone through the process of separating each group of the instruments and making it into a stem, I will make a master session that has the master stereo mix and then a stem mix with all the groups of instruments laid vertically. I will also cut down sections so that my clients can loop them and manipulate them easily. My goal here is simply to prepare a very neat and very clean session so that when they open it, they can get to work right away. When I finally get to send that delivery email, it feels really good. And this is it for this episode. I hope you got something out of it. In the next one, I will show you how I actually use the stems and different things that we can do with them to underscore voiceover. I'll see you then.